So in this video, we'll be making this pumpkin. So this is kind of like the end product where you can customize the glow of the eyes and the mouth. So you want to get started by having your default cube there and then pressing Ctrl 3 with it selected. That will add a modifier, the subdivision modifier. Then you want to apply this modifier by hovering your mouse over the modifier and then pressing Ctrl A. So now you have your ball with actual points. If you didn't press Ctrl A and you press Tab, you would see these cube. Head to the sculpt mode and make sure you enable the mirror modes, so X, Y. Then go from the side view. And now if you drag down the top point, you will flatten it down. The X and Y mode, they just kind of mirror what you're doing based on the gizmo. So kind of like this. So bring the top down and the bottom up. Then press R. Change your resolution to something that you can work with. And then apply the resolution by pressing Ctrl R. And now if you hold Shift, you can start smoothing it. Then select your clay strip brush and you'll start drawing the little lines. Something like this. And just like a rough outline will do. Then we'll select our smooth brush, bring the strength very, very low, and start smoothing it. Otherwise, you will lose all the detail if it's too high. Then get the draw sharp brush, and we will set it to the minus sign there, and make the brush very small, and start drawing the creases. Something like this. Then get the crease brush, and we will sharpen those creases. And here I will set the crease brush to positive, and I will now draw in between the creases to do a little protrusion. Then I'm going to grab the grab brush, and I'm going to grab everything to the middle, and also bring it down. Same thing for the bottom. Something like that. You'll notice that it's kind of like rough in the middle, so I'll just smooth it out in the middle. Again, have the strength quite low, otherwise you will lose all the detail. And here I never finish up the creases, so I'll just finish the creases. Okay, so here I want to add the stem. So back to Layout tab, Object Mode, Shift A, create a new cube. Then I will press Ctrl 3 to actually create the subdivision modifier. Apply it by hovering your mouse over it and pressing Ctrl A. I'll resize it and I'll move it into position. Then I will press Ctrl A and I will apply rotation and scale. This will make sure that I don't have any bugs later down the line. I'll grab the snake hook brush. But if you remember last time when I showed you this, we saw that it kind of doesn't create new geometry, just moves geometry around. So I lose a lot of detail. So if you go to the top right and check this button that's called Dyn Topo, it will actually create new geometry as well. But this geometry isn't dense enough, so I'll click on the drop-down menu, change the detailing to constant detail, and then eyedrop tool the ball as my source. Now I just kind of shape it into a shape that I like, so say something like this. And if I try to remesh it now, I'll get this triangle. And that is because I have the Dyn Topo tool on, so I have to just disable it. Now I press R, get a density that kind of works, Ctrl R to actually apply it. And then I will just kind of grab it into position. So I'll just grab it down and then to the sides. Then I'll look for the scrape brush and I'll start scraping away. You can set the strength to 1. This kind of gives me a stylized look. Here the stem is quite thin, so I will take the inflate brush and I will inflate the stem. Then I will press Ctrl R to remesh it. And then go back to scrape brush and start scraping. So that's kind of the shape I like. And I think that looks pretty good. But if I zoom in on the pumpkin, it's kind of It's kind of rough. You see the quads, so just right-click on it and select Shade Smooth in object mode. Okay, so that's it for part 1. In the next part, we will start coloring it.